So Senate Bill 2, which I'm trying to, there, I did get it up here. So NCAA expresses support for transgender athletes. So the College Athletics Association, I don't know if that's actually the acronym, but anyway, yeah. The organization that manages college athletics has said they're going to start pulling things out of states that pass anti-trans laws, and issued statements supporting transgender athletes. And of course, Oklahoma has the stupid language is the Save Women's Sports Act, grotesque anti-trans legislation. I'll just point out too that if you look at who these authors are, so Bergstrom's from like Southeast Oklahoma, Dixiecrat. Hassenbeck ran as a Democrat like 2 or 3 times, couldn't win on that side, switched sides, and she's from like South Central Oklahoma, and has decided that one of her first bills, because I think she's still in her first term, is going to be, punching down on trans people, because nothing shows you're a bigger piece of shit than like targeting like the most marginalized groups. And like what's ridiculous about this is Bergstrom in his initial debate on this bill stated that he knows of no example in the state of Oklahoma where this has been an issue, where like that a single person has raised this as a concern or something that we needed to address, and they're literally running a law about it.
Right.
Which is
interesting, because I've always had the critique that I was like, oh, the United States is a reactionary government and not a proactive government. This isn't what I meant.
Yeah.
This is not what I said when I was encouraging being a more proactive government. I'm sorry. I take it back. That's not what I meant.
No, this is reactionary proactiveness. Yeah. Like, it's like the proactiveness is rooted entirely in reactionary politics to things that people don't understand. I don't even know. I can't even.
And that aren't an issue, because there have been several high-level elite female athletes that are like, we don't care, and there have been trials and studies that say that after a year of hormones, trans women are still like, I think it was like 10% more powerful than like cis women are. But even the scientist who was chief of that study was like, well, don't read into this. That's not the case. Like, often hormonal treatment goes on longer, and like any number that comes of this isn't worth devaluing someone's humanity. So even like scientists who are maybe helping out this cause is saying like, no, don't listen to us, because this isn't what we're trying to prove, or this isn't what we're trying to support, because overall people's health and safety comes before any idea about who can shoot a soccer ball better. And there's so much conversations out there about how this even like hurts women, cis women, trans women and cis women have severe detriments when these laws are put in place, when these bills are introduced, because it opens up cis women to, bodily examinations. I mean, this goes back so far within the history of like, well, what are you woman enough? Does this mean that if girls who don't have their periods in time, are they not woman enough to play volleyball? It's like, what is this definition, and why is it the state's, authority to do that? And, you said it earlier, like you're kicking people who are already down and in marginalized abilities. I mean, there is such a high death toll among our trans community and our trans women of color specifically, because they're not accepted in most locations, because people are cruel. And, high school is hard for everybody, but like high school is harder for these women. And, to say that like you can't run because you are a trans woman is making that an even more dangerous and volatile situation. High school, middle school, this is where we set up lessons for children, and, targeting these trans women as, not real athletes or not womanly enough is
trans women are women. Like that's like it. Like
That's like the end all be all.
Yeah, if you need to know anything about this argument, that's all you need to know. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why the party of small government wants to get in the middle of that debate. I mean, other than to be reactionary and try and cultivate all these weird animosities between people.
Right. And the other thing is that like a huge part and debate within the trans community is like this need for medicalization, and not every woman is wanting to go through an actual medical transition. That's something that is a personal choice, and inflicting these laws dictates that desire. Oh, well, you have to do it this way, and even if you do it this way, it's still not good enough. And so women deserve to be women regardless if they're taking hormones, if they have any surgeries. Like, you should be able to live your identity without any intervention from the state.